Hey, everybody. So, for our topic, environmental changes and effects, we really need to make sure that we understand our vocabulary. It's very important in science to understand, and in many of our subjects, to understand the correct vocabulary that applies to that topic. So, for environmental changes and effects, let's go through a little bit of the vocabulary that is important to this topic. The environment, which means the space and all living and non living things around an organism. Survive, to stay alive. Change, to make or become different. Reproduction, when one or more organisms bring new organisms of the same type into existence. So, like this mama koala and her baby koala. Habitat, a place where an animal or plant lives. Interactions, so actions by one thing that have an effect on a different or separate thing. Population, all the interacting members of a species in a single area. So this would be this population of horses. If we were looking at the people that live in a city, you might say what's the population of the people living in the city? Resources, something valuable that we can use. Okay, so that's about the gist of it. Now let's look into what we're doing today. So you guys are going to be doing the STEMscopedia so that we can learn a little bit more before we do our activity. So you are going to read the STEMscopedia today. When you remember, if you go to the top up here, you can turn this little button on, and then that turns on all of the speech to text. So that means that it will talk for you. So it will read it to you so that you don't have to read. You could just sit back and listen. Just make sure you're paying attention. So there's that feature. And then when we go down, so there's a bunch of different things about kind of the stuff that we talked about in our hook activity too. There's some things about droughts, predators. We got different parts of an environment. So very important stuff about environments and animals and plants too. So there's one of our interactive pictures where we can zoom in, zoom out, zoom around. And then we got a little bit more to read. Then down here it says, what do you think? So you're going to read this and what will happen to an organism if the habitat is changed. So you're going to read these and say what happens. Don't look at those answers. And then when you're done with that, you will go back up to the top and press turn in. Now, of course, mine is on the teacher view, so you won't see that. All right, you guys, please let me know if you have any questions at all.